down, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Hey there. So, once again, I've gone a while without making anything, and everyone hates me. Ah, whatever. Right? That's how it goes, right? Ah, whatever. Well, anyway. This is not anything that I've been playing. This is not something that I think many of you will even know about. But it's a game that I played recently that I liked a lot. So, I'm going to put you through it. I'm not one to usually do this, but if you are one who is susceptible to emotional things, someone who's sensitive to realness, so to speak, I would recommend you proceed with caution. And that is as sincere as I could possibly make it. That said, I'm going to adjust my volume, I think, and then we're going to get going. All right, that's done. Let's get started. Oh, I will point out that I don't know how long it's going to be this way, but this is a PlayStation Plus game. So you can get it for free on Vita if you are one of the 10 people that still own one. I am one of those people. That's why I played this. It's $5 on Steam, so if you liked this, buy it. Anyway, enough putting it off. Let's go. Oh, language options. This is legitimate. Actual Sunlight deals with extremely mature themes, including depression and thoughts of suicide. Player discretion is strongly advised. This game is not appropriate for players under the age of 18. Seriously. 100% seriously. There's no turning back here. Why kill yourself today when you could masturbate tomorrow? By Evan Winter. I know what you're thinking. Why keep getting up day in and day out, even though your life's going nowhere? No raises, no promotions, no hope, no future, and let's face it, no love. But don't feel bad for yourself. Feel bad for exploited immigrants who have their fingers shattered while stocking shelves on the graveyard shift at monolithic retailers. Feel bad for the soldiers of pointless wars who have their arms blown off by IEDs. Feel bad for arthritic, long-haul truck drivers who need every firm grasp they have left for the dark roads and bottom-crashing races ahead. No matter how bad things get, none of those people can live the life that you can. A life of pathetic, dick-punching resignation. You're lucky. You have food, You have water. You have shelter. Shelter that specifically includes at least one room with a locking door, an internet connection, and a computer you don't share with your elderly parents. No king leaves you too exhausted from one type of hammering to indulge in another. No bishop leaves you to tell you not to bash yours. I'm gonna reread that. No bishop lives to tell you not to bash yours. There has never been a better time in the history of mankind to be completely, cripplingly, devastatingly alone. And yet here you are, thinking about giving up on the good times, not realizing that you still have so much to live for, that there is still so much to jerk off to. After all, the world is alive. Alive with people as fat, shallow, and broken as you are. Alive with beautiful women that have been lied to all their lives, who get on buses bound for your pornography. Alive with the seething sadness of all our broken dreams. And I hope that you read these words and realize that there is still so much inside of you, just waiting to come out. I hope you promise yourself to see the day that you truly fall in love in first sight. Lock your eyes onto a look that you've waited a lifetime to see. Hit the pause button, take a deep breath, and know what it would be like to be wanted. Even if it isn't for the right reasons. By anybody. If only for a moment. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. Why did you set your alarm clock for 5 a.m. every morning, even so you would never get up for it? Why hit snooze for 2 hours? I wanted to start exercising. I mean, look at me. I had to. So why didn't you? I don't know. I guess the night before you feel like tomorrow will be different. Every night you think, tomorrow's the day you're gonna do it. Start exercising? Start everything. My iPad. I keep it plugged in over here. Transcript. Late night show. Guest, Evan Winter. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking to author and comedian Evan Winter about his breakout success. Now, we don't have too many writers on the show, but what do you think has become a bit different about your life since all this happened? Well, I used to sleep with an iPad. Oh, what exactly do you mean by sleep with? As in, you'd hold it close? It wasn't that intimate, but spreading out with it was definitely the only reason I actually needed a queen-size bed. Right. So, now you'd presumably sleep with women? Yes, women. Definitely women. I mean, not every night, but a normal amount. A regular amount. Exactly. I'm a normal person now, and I'm good with that. You know, you sound like you're already married. I would love to get married. Marriage works. People always seem to think I wouldn't be up for it, but I totally am. Maybe it was all that sleeping with an iPad. From junior assistant executive administrator to director corporate communications. Would like you to look at the transcript below and develop new messaging for transitional compensation interviews by COB. Program is excellent. So this problem is obviously in how your shop is telling HR to pitch it. Begin transcript. Thanks for coming in this morning, Evan. Sure. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. Time and time again, I've said that the one thing we need in this company, besides our top executive talent, are young people. Young people who don't just go back to bed instead of waking up. Young people who don't just walk around in a trance as if they have no future. Young people who won't let their peers down, even when they're asked to do more with less. Sounds like it'd be a shame to lose young people like that. I couldn't agree more. That's why I really hope you'll consider staying on with us, even though your compensation package will be transitioning from a direct model to an experiential one. A what? A new perspective. A new opportunity to really show us what you're made of. I just want to be completely clear on this. You're talking about no money, right? Well, the philosophy that we're embracing is something that we call life stage-based compensation. We want to hone in on exactly what the needs are for each of our employee groups based on their current life phase. So, for an employee of your age and demographic profile, we know that all you're really looking for is mentorship, energy drinks, and a very, very high quantity of work that will really give you an exposure to the professional environment that you're looking for. I'm 28 years old. I'm not sure what demographic profile you're thinking I fit into. There are a lot of factors there. I mean, there are people here who have families to support, and as you'll no doubt recall from our mission and vision statements, this is a family company. I watched 3 people who I know have young children leave here with boxes this morning. That's exactly why they were simply released. It would have been irresponsible of us to offer them a transitional opportunity. We care enough to get them out of here and back into the search for a paying position as quickly as possible. They have people who need them. Do you? Candidate exits. Interview ends. Oh, that was years ago. I gotta get up. Sony e-reader. Definitely obsolete by now. Creative Writing, 497Y, University of Toronto. Instructor, Evan Winter. First day lecture. Notes. The first thing you should know about being a writer is that it'll turn you into a person who will find every excuse not to write. In fact, like many things in life, the more you want it to happen, the stupider about it you'll get. A lot of people will never relate to this. A lot of people don't know what it's like to badly want something that very few people will ever get to have. And I'm not talking about money or fame. Obviously, everybody wants that. I'm talking about that deeply felt desire to say something that is painful in a way that is both beautiful and true. But without discipline, this desire will melt you into a crazy, miserable shithead. I'll give you an example. I remember when I decided that enough was enough, and that I was finally going to get serious about becoming an author. I went straight to the nearest bookstore to buy every book about writing that I could get my hands on. I was prepared to do anything, absolutely anything, except actually sit down and write. There were so many books that I felt I had to read before I could attempt to write anything that I bought a $300 e-reader instead of just trying to carry them all home. Of course, I also planned to actually read all of the books that I had supposedly read in school. That e-reader sat on my nightstand and collected dust for years. Assembly instructions. Sawdust dresser. By Evan Winter. Step 1. Attempt to open box. Fail to do so. And rip corrugated cardboard into pieces until dresser parts are exposed. Step 2. Consider insistence of two-person assembly to be personal indictment of character and discrimination towards sad loners. Mutter homophobic indignities about uppity Scandinavians and their perfect little shoebox existences. Step 3. Figure out that assembly of dresser will require actual tools and not just syringe-thin Allen key. Run downstairs to convenience store that thrives on overpriced sundries for emasculate condominium man-children. Buy knockoff Chinese screwdrivers for 3 times normal retail price. Step 4. Assemble dresser, periodically stopping to drink alone and stretch out re-aggravated lower back injuries. Step 5, screw up assembly at the very end such that dresser looks completely fine, but drawers are fixed in place and do not actually open. Step 6, turn structure around completely, exposing open rear side of dresser, and remove top drawer entirely, rendering entire dresser as a giant open hole. Step 7, realize that nobody will probably ever see how fucked up this is, that it wouldn't be a criteria if any girl was actually willing to come here in the first place, and that you're probably just going to leave all your clothes hanging over furniture or stuck in the dryer anyways. Step 8, live with it. Review, A Wake. The Something Awful Forms by Red Winter 47. I'm posting this review because I think the community that's built up around this game is nothing but a moronic circle jerk. People have taken the fact that it has some false sliver of artistic credibility and blown it out to ridiculousness as a way of feeling better about something that we all know is true about video games. That they're a shitty, anesthetic way that we have spent our shitty, anesthetized lives. It is not great that the game has 10 different endings that require over 100 hours of average playtime to see. It's a way of making you feel like that you could be special, which is exactly what you never have. It is not romantic that the game deals with broad themes of loneliness and despair. You are actually alone. You are actually in despair. You know there is nothing romantic about it. None of it includes a longing gaze into the moonlight. It is just pizza pops and perversion until you have a stroke and your parents spend their retirement looking after you. Finally, it is not filled with rich, textured characters whose relationships and dialogue will pull at your heartstrings. It is hours of endless drivel that proffers completely childish conceptions of intimacy and togetherness for the sole and pandering purpose of tricking you into fake warmth of delusionally believing that you relate to something that you only wish you did. And you believe these things because you are nothing. You've never read a book that didn't have a dragon or a laser gun on the cover. You live in a filthy, dark room with a laptop and a soda-stained mouse pad, and you play A Wake not because it is about human beings, but because you desperately wish that you were a human being in the first place. But you're not. You are not the hero. You are the monster. User was banned for this post. Reason? TLDR. Faggot. Screwed my back up a long time ago. I have a fancy chair that's probably screwing it up even more. I used to have a desktop. It's gone now. I just use a laptop in my room. A PS3. It's the only reason I even own a TV. Just to break out of the whole thing right now. I would like to point out, all these brand names were actually cut out of the Vita version. That's kind of interesting to me that the PS3 was included in that, along with the Sony e-reader. Because it's only on Vita. That's the only console that I believe that this is on. Interestingly, later on, they reference the iPad again. And here, or a moment ago, in the Vita version, they refer to it as a tablet. And later on, in the Vita version still, they actually call it an iPad. And I'm wondering if that was just an oversight now that I think about it. Because I was thinking maybe he bought the iPad later, thinking maybe he'd get more use out of that. Because the circumstances occur where the original tablet, he doesn't have that anymore. But I guess not. I guess it was just a little oversight. That's kind of funny to me. No cable. I tried an antenna, but all it picked up was static and infomercials. Still, I'm sure Rogers is charging me for it somehow. Also, if you hadn't figured out, this game is based in Canada, so it does make a few references to Canada-specific things like Rogers Cable. We don't have that in America, but Place may be disorganized, but there are some things you gotta keep clean. Patient transcript. Evan Winter. What is your earliest memory of disliking yourself? When I was 15 or 16, I shaved for the first time. Immediately, my skin had a vicious reaction to it. Red everywhere. My neck and my jawline were completely covered in huge bumps and rashes. I didn't come out of my room for hours. I hate looking in mirrors or being in pictures to this day. Are you sure it wasn't just poor technique? People always ask that, or at least look like they're thinking it. But no, I tried everything. It's like piano wire stabbing your face out from the inside, and it survives beyond every four-figure shotgun solution in existence. And what happened after you came out? Nothing really, but I knew what it meant. This was high school. You saw those kids with horrifically scarring acne, and it isn't like this looked any better. From then on, I knew I was going to be one of those guys that girls would look away from for the rest of my life. That would be a very painful thing to believe. I guess it was the first time that I realized that you could just get dealt a shitty hand. That there could be something wrong with you, and that no matter what, you'd never be able to do anything about it. In a way, I think you were lucky to get as far as you did without learning that. Think of all the reasons in the world you could have learned that sooner. Reasons that could have been much worse. I don't really know what to say about that. You only live life as yourself. Patient transcript, Evan Winter. Do you ever have suicidal thoughts? What, you mean right now? Are you implying that there are situations in which you ordinarily would? I don't know. This isn't like that. Seems like more responsibility than I could take even for myself. Sometimes I'll stand in the shower for a long time, slowly turning up the temperature of the water until it hurts. Eventually, my body seems to adjust to the pain, and I'll turn it up again and again until it hurts so much that I can't go any further. And you think about killing yourself in this way, by burning yourself. I'm not saying that I think that this is what suicide is. I just think that's kind of what suicide is like. So you think about suicide more than you have any specific plans to commit suicide yourself. Is that correct? I guess. How often do you think about these things? A lot. How long have you been thinking this way? A long time. And how does thinking about why you want to do this make you feel? Frustrated? Tired? Hopeless? Reminiscent. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. I've got a lot of things due today. Better eat something and get to the office. An epilogue to the weight loss book that I will one day write, by Evan Winter. Before I wrote this book, I'd reached a point where all I ever thought about was food. My life went from joking that nothing but pizza would give me relief to a life in which it was actually true. Do you know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing that eating something terrible is the only happy thing that's going to happen to you all day? You kill yourself at some horrific job that you're lucky to have, and when it's all over, all you want to do is forget about it. People say you could stop, but you're so huge by now that you realize you'd have to stop for years and years on end, and that even then, you still might not be good enough for anything or anyone. And by the time you do it, who can even say if anyone will be left? Still, you make a few attempts over the years because a part of you thinks that you'd be a completely normal person if your weight didn't disqualify you from being one in the first place. Sometimes it even goes well. But in the end, you're still miles behind, and that one shitty feel-good thing that you've always had starts calling you. It's calling you when you realize that she isn't interested. It's calling you when you're out with people who don't have to live this way just to be normal. It's calling you when you go out to eat with your parents and you realize what a disappointment you are to them. What a waste of all that energy you were. All the time. It's calling you. Why did I turn off vibrate? Hello? Everything's great, Mom. Yeah, of course I'll have dinner with you guys this weekend. We can eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I gotta go to work, Mom. I don't know what's going on with either of them. No, I know. I know. Okay. Bye. Don't go to the roof. I thought I had something to eat here, but I guess not. I'll just get something on the way. Never use this. Sort of use this as a defective garbage bin for anything that won't actually rot. It's full of plastic bags from Shoppers Drug Mart at the moment. Just out of curiosity. Gotta go back in. Again. He used the same transition sound that I used in the games that I made. I have to go to work. Huh. Oh, I can run. I wish they turned that on in Vita version. They. He. It's made by one guy. Oh. He didn't make other characters besides himself in the original version. I'm assuming this is running on like RPG Maker. This is kind of surreal in a way. Patient transcript, Evan Winter. Do you understand that in many ways you're very fortunate? What do you mean? You've had access to education and security. You're a white male. There's a great deal of privilege intertwined with nearly everything about who you are. I don't know. I feel an awful lot like a member of that club in name and sight only. I don't have some friend with a cottage. I've never participated in any mud-based fitness challenges. There are no adorable blondes meeting me for blind dates at ironic board game cafes. Those aren't the types of advantages I'm talking about. I know. But they're the types of advantages that education and security make worth having in the first place. Aren't they? I mean, what could even change if I lived some kind of cart life for $7 an hour? What do you think? I think it just means being openly rejected by the types of people who only pretend to accept me now. That isn't for something. All I'm talking about is being something, but not being a part of it. Coffee? Fruit? Thanks. Have a great day. This is an important thing and kind of why I was hammering this so hard, because I know that the people that are going to watch this are going to be, they're going to be people I know personally. I'm not popular. This is important. This whole thing. Please read this if you're a young person. By Will O'Neill, the creator. If I have any fear about putting this project out, it's that somebody who's in the midst of a difficult time growing up will see this game and think that it applies to them. I'm not going to say that I wasn't a lot like you. I probably was. I've struggled with the feelings of anger and depression since I was very young. No more than 12 or 13 years old. I don't need to get into what the problems both causing and caused by this were and still are. I think the things that happen in this game make them pretty clear. It's also pretty clear where all this is headed. But listen, the fact that you're young means that in and of itself you still have a lot of time to change things. That doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want, but I promise that you can do a lot better than you will if you give up yourself to despair. It's when you get into your late 20s and early 30s, like the protagonist in this game, and like me, that a lot of the choices you made earlier can start to come seriously into play. A lot of doors can begin to close. A lot of things start to go on without you. I've been the way that I am my entire life. But let me tell you something. It's different now. And I'm seeing more and more how things only get even more difficult over time. In the end, that's what this game's about. An end game. Somebody whose pain has slowly risen in excess of their ability to deal with it. Somebody whose options have become totally disconnected from fantasies and regrets that they can't turn away from. This game is not a game. It's a portrait. I've created it to document something that I think is human and beautiful and real. And if you appreciate that, great. That's what art is. But don't get it twisted. It's about a 30-something corporate dead-ender with no youthful energy, no people his own age who haven't moved on in life that he can turn to, and no time or money left to change or undo any of those things. I don't care how fucked up you think your life is. If you aren't at least 25, that ain't you. So don't. Don't you fucking dare. I don't believe that this character even existed. Oh yeah, because it was this that character was there. It was Christmas Bullshit. I like this one a lot. Christmas Bullshit by Evan Winter. When I think of what it would mean to be grown up, I have an unshakable impression of going home for Christmas Eve with my wife and my infant children. There are 3 of them. They're all equally infantile, but they're not triplets. It's snowing outside. Even though it never snows on Christmas Eve in Toronto anymore, and as my parents open the front door that I just knocked on with one of those big brass things, even though we've never had one. Obviously, I don't even know what it's called. The heavenly aroma of an industrial bakery licks us across the face. Through all of this, my wife is so hot. She looks like a compilation of every girl who ever wasted my time. My father hands me a cigar and gives me the good news. We're both amazing at playing the acoustic guitar. It's a Christmas miracle. Later on that evening, I'm sitting in bed with my wife, and she tells me that she will always love me, and that we will never die. That's all I ever think about when I think of having kids. How much of a failure I am, that I cannot cause the world that I have described here to exist. My career passion is to not be a stabbed homeless guy. By Evan Winter. Uncertified life coach. When you sit down to do your daily 1-hour personal career goal timeout focus affirmation session, what amps you to the max? What motivates and engages you to take it to the next level? I mean, we'd all like to imagine the possibility of prosperity for everyone, or at least everyone of our ethnicity with a similar educational background, but some people are winners, whereas others are merely honest. In the past, it was relevant for people to look at their professional arc a lot differently. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What type of commute or living environment really meets your personal needs? What sort of retirement situation are you envisioning? And how would you like to see your defined benefit pension plan invested? Today, however, the good news is that none of these questions matter. Today, it is simply sufficient to ask yourself if you would or would rather not drink yourself to sleep on a vent every night. Nobody likes a 2-hour commute, but would you rather walk 17 blocks in the dead of winter for a cup of soup? Nobody appreciates an inability to visit the dentist, but would you rather get your teeth clubbed out by a disgruntled police officer? And the people on top, they wonder how they ever lost this plot to begin with. Why did we ever give anyone anything, they say? Why didn't we just ask them if they'd rather be a stabbed homeless guy? I don't know what to say, but I do want to give him something. Thanks, pal. You got a smoke? No. Sorry, man. Recent transactions. Checking debit statement. September 1st, 2012 to present. Grocery Mart, $1.96. Breakfast counter, $10. Quick Tie, $12. Chicken wingers, $12. The breakfast counter, $10. Pizza Town, $9. Pizza Town, $28. Bagel Blasters, $8. Quick Tie, $14. Jackson Pub, $95. Coffee Factory, $4. Chicken wingers, $10. We're helping you save every day. Please note that ATM fees have increased. Recent transactions. Savings. Recent savings transactions. September 1st, 2012 to present. No transactions recorded. Who isn't worried about retirement? Talk to a financial product advisor today. Credit card transactions. Recent credit card transactions. August 1st, 2012 to present. Digital Ultramart, $81. Video Game Underground, $65. Digital Ultramart, $74. Digital Ultramart, $196. Heart Matched Annual Recurring, $81. Video Game Underground, $25. Digital Ultramart, $76. Note, payment is overdue. Congratulations, you qualify for a higher limit. Speak to a customer service representative today. Display all balances. Checking balance. $2,938.42. Savings balance, 0. Lock balance, $3,496.21. Note, payment overdue. Credit card balance, $6,349.21. Note, payment overdue. The security of Canadians is our first concern. Change your PIN today. It's interesting something here. You might have noticed, he said something about not being able to go to the dentist. I don't know actually how Canadian healthcare handles that, because I mean, they have universal healthcare. That's like one of the big things in fucking Canada. But I guess it doesn't, maybe it doesn't cover dental? Is that like a thing? I don't know. I don't know how that works. Anyway. So there's an Easter egg in this section. That's fucking creepy. These people are creepy. That's less creepy. She's kind of creepy. Excuse me. All Strangers Are Entrepreneurs by Evan Winter. Hi. I noticed that you made eye contact with me for half a second, and then immediately regretted it. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a fucking asshole. I'm disgusting. Do I want to talk to you because I sincerely cherish a genuine sense of community and goodwill towards men? Nope. I am an absolute loser, bothering one stranger after another in an awkward revelation of my own failure. I'm looking for someone to become my downline in a multi-level marketing scheme. I think you ought to change religions. I'm one of those charity people who used to wear an apron so people would know to avoid me. I want to ask you out to coffee, rub your shoulders while the dirty sleeves of my jean jacket infect your pores, and then try to have sex with you before you realize that I'm unemployed. I'm that legitimately horrible and sad person that you could one day be like. I'm the one dumb story, the one a dumb story happened to. I'm fucking this up all over the place, I know. The one who got a DUI and then they found weed in my car, plus the money I stole from work. My family is dead and I have no friends and I'm desperate for anybody to talk to, even though I have nothing to say and I know that nobody likes me. Or maybe you would like me, but you don't want to know. I'm that weird, bitter asshole who barks at cashiers and hits on waitresses and holds up the universe, but I'm a human being and there's nothing I can do to make God stop loving me. Everywhere I go, I tell the few people who can barely stand me the same exact thing. That everyone is just way too uptight about talking to strangers, even though I am exactly the reason that absolutely nobody wants to. Then I say, hey, chill out, or some other extremely dated piece of slang that solidifies me as even more creepy. This is when you realize I'm trying to look at your boobs or your shoes, or that I don't even have the confidence to meet your eye line, and some type of instinct dawns on you that says, hey, Your shoelaces untied. Oh, thanks. I'm not sitting right next to somebody. You get a trophy for that on the Vita version. What the? There's a little game controller on in front of it. Silly RPG Maker assets. This is a couch for guests and clients to sit on while they wait to see somebody. It's the only well-kept piece of furniture in the office. Ugh. There isn't much to say about what I do for a living. We're just like everyone else. Do we work in marketing, in finance, for the government, for the people, for good, for evil? Does it matter? No matter what, if we can make money off of it, and you ask us if we can do it, we say yes. If you ask us if what we do is effective, the middle managers who hired us, whose job security depends on us having been effective, will tell you yes. If you ask us if what we do is important, we'll point you in the direction of the media channel that makes a living off of reporting on our industry, and they will say yes. A lie that everyone can pay their mortgage with becomes the truth faster than you would believe. But, in the end, we're really just a bunch of white people pushing piles of money around in circles, while reality occurs in parts unknown. We go to conferences, and the maids break their backs cleaning our hotel rooms. We eat at restaurants while the cooks trip and immolate in blistering oil. Janitors have heart attacks buffing floors on a graveyard shift for 30 years. All of this for what? Networking, best practices, leadership. We don't let anyone into the network. We don't practice anything. We don't lead anyone anywhere but someplace fucked up, where we get paid and they get dick. And everyone goes home and does their job the same way anyways, doing exactly whatever some boss wants. So who are we and what do we do here? We send emails. We go to meetings. We hope to one day get high enough to become invincible, and to be rewarded even when we fuck everybody and everything up. Sometimes I think, could I go my whole career without doing a single useful material thing? Did a street sweeper eclipse my social utility the day he picked up a piece of gum? This is Russell. He's like a less successful version of my brother. Whereas my brother gets paid handsomely to do basically nothing, and can hire all the lawyers and accountants in the world to defend it, Russell has mastered the limited middle-class version of this, being a sycophantic little shithead. He works from home so much that he doesn't even bother having a desk anymore. In fact, he really only shows up to the office to watch sports highlights on the plasma screen that we bought to facilitate better team collaboration. He's the kind of person whose enthusiasm is so facile and transparent that everything he says to you feels like an insult to your intelligence. Assuming you have any. When it's all over, and everyone who actually does anything has been completely outsourced, the Russells of the world will be the last men standing in the corporate megaverse. They'll be on the conference calls to their bosses in China, going on about how everything's going great. Just great. Except for the following people who have really let them down. Yeah, they're just really not hitting it. They're not getting it. I'm just looking at this stuff and, jeez, I don't know. It's just not right. What do you guys think? Hey, what's up, bro? Nothing, man. Hey, can you ask your brother if he's interested in that thing I told him about? What thing? Trust me, bro, he'll know what I mean. It's an amazing opportunity. Cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but I'll let him know. Fuck. All right. From Roy Parsons, President and CEO. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, by the way. To sender. Vacation alert. Please note that I will be out of the office this week, Monday through Thursday inclusive. If you are writing about the numerous large projects that have key deliverables due on Friday afternoon, please note that my calendar on Friday morning is limited due to a networking jog/brunch. If you are a client, please rest assured that I will cursorily review your work 10 minutes before you're supposed to have it, blame others for my total lack of context regarding what it even is, and ask that it be completely restarted and refinished in a matter of hours regardless of the merit or necessity of my proposed improvements to it. I have bought my job, and I am a clown. In my bottom desk drawer, though, it is a god-awful television pilot that I wrote about how I am a genius, who brings a magical finishing touch to all the work of a company, who is overjoyed to bask in my creative glory, despite my near-continuous absence, my petulant childishness, and my total lack of solidarity with the people I'm supposed to be leading. There is a scene where a beautiful 22-year-old graphic design intern tells me how artistically inspired she was by the mixtape I gave her of all my favorite bands, including the one I used to play in. I seriously have no idea how fucking retarded I am. Very truly, Roy Parsons. President, CEO, Chief Creative Officer, Ideas Guy. The well-informed and worthwhile opinions that fill the trash cans of agencies around the world. By Eamon Winter. I like the idea of having statements that specifically talk about the impact our product has on customers. But how are we really telling our brand story? This still image of an inanimate object really needs to have a stronger sense of movement throughout. This line of meaningless rhetoric in this thing that is fundamentally about absolutely nothing really isn't adding any value. I saw this thing last night in a movie and I loved it. Our thing should be just as good because even though our budget is a 16th of what it took to create that, I can still remember a time when it was only half. Okay, here's the deal. I don't like this thing. I don't have any real reason for disliking it. I dislike it the way that certain people don't like pickles or reggae. It's just idle preference. I didn't go to school for marketing or advertising or design or writing or anything like that. I just got a job at a corporation and one day they decided to shelve me here because they figured at least there was a hard limit to how much damage I could do. Another possibility is that I'm actually very intelligent, but I'm the wrong gender or ethnicity, and I need to be put somewhere prominent but ultimately harmless. Either way, I've either come to not care that my actions are devoid of any rationale, or, even more dangerously, I believe that my intuition represents some sort of natural capability. I've either always been like this and consequently started my own company because I was incapable of working for someone else, or it happened to me after being promoted to a level high enough that people just stopped bothering to disagree with you. So, I'm not sure about the blue. You'll have to come back in 5. I'm just getting ready for a call. I actually don't even know why I'm standing here. Where'd you put the proposal? Or where did I put the proposal? I just had it. It was right here last night. I don't have time to look for it. Natasha, I need another copy of the proposal I printed out. Please and thank you. I'm busy. Is Jackie here then? I need it for my call. I don't know why I don't have it. It was literally sitting here last night. This is Troy. Nobody likes Troy, including me. But I feel for him. He's married, late 40s or so. Commutes 2 hours from the deep suburbs every day and works on weekends all the time. I can't even imagine the last time he saw the house he spends every day paying for in the actual sunlight. 3 kids. Wife doesn't work. And even though he's the most experienced and senior person here, there's always a palpable sense in the air that he would be the first person to wipe down the urinals if the owners told him to. I think about what he might have been like as a younger guy. At his wedding, or one of those other things that make you feel like the future has a future. Oh, Evan, how are you doing? Hey, Natasha, how's it going? Okay. Talk to you later, I guess. Okay. Nobody knows much about Natasha. She can't really speak English. She does a bunch of our administrative work. She couldn't possibly make very much money, and she has a way of smiling at you that discourages any kind of follow-up questions whatsoever. She looks like she's in her late 40s, but something tells me she might look a lot older than she actually is. It's not that she has some kind of hard-chiseled beauty. She just looks like she's been through more than she should have. Where do they find her? Who knows? Hey, message me. Sorry, it's just too early in the morning to have Natasha glaring at me. Sure. What's up? Nothing. What'd you do all weekend? Did you go out? On Friday, yeah. I went to the Jackson right after work until 3 in the morning. I don't remember it and never meant to. Don't start. I'm starting. You live in downtown Toronto, have all the free time in the world, and you go to a sports bar and a chain hotel. Why are you even alive? I don't know. I'm not into this hipster bullshit. What hipster bullshit? You mean cool and interesting places? Drinking is drinking. What's the difference? Between sales convention tourists and people your own age? Is that a serious question? I am not a hipster, even if saying so proves it. No kidding. Your parents aren't nearly rich enough. If you hate money, I can help you with that. All I'm saying is that the worst thing about nice things are the people who can afford them. Nice things would be better off with you? I don't know. It's just sad. But you love being sad. It's cool to be sad. No, it isn't. It's just sad. I mean, I'm a little surprised you aren't out there going out with all kinds of chicks. Well, for a long time, women really only hurt me. I mean, it wasn't their fault at all. It was really just the natural outcome of somebody who looks like me being interested in them. You weren't, doing too well, huh? You're gonna have to understand what it does to a person to... You have to understand what it does to a person to warp that emotion for so long. To turn something that's supposed to be beautiful into nothing but a signal of imminent misery. Well, we all know what that could be like. No. I actually don't think that we all do. Most people, they win some, they lose some. And it's all just some fucking song on the radio. It's a lot different. That's a lot different than knowing for certain that your love is something that's going to hurt people you care about. And that'll only hurt you too. Still, you gotta try. No. The only thing you gotta try is to never feel a goddamn thing for anybody. Because you don't want to make them feel awkward. You damn sure don't want their pity. So what do? Nothing, really. You try to be cool until you can't stand it anymore. Then you just stop talking to them. Boy, you're a real pal. Oh, I know. And believe me, realizing you can either be a bad guy or a non-guy is the point where you just stop talking to women completely. Oh, so you stopped talking to women that you were attracted to completely? Well, Sometimes you meet somebody. You just don't have a choice. Maybe all that pain just seems worth going through all over again. Maybe you think things will be different this time? No. You know better than that. You just... I don't know. I know it's really stupid. I know it isn't even true. But I really, really love her. Well, we'll be right back after these messages with Evan Winter, the stupid liar. Evan? Sorry. What? You come to that meeting tomorrow? What? Yeah, sure. You're too funny. Dory, try to work. Please be quiet. Sorry, Natasha. Oh no, Evan, you don't worry. Oh, I'm sorry. There's somebody I work with. She's sick. It's the kind of sick that doesn't quite get you on disability. It just fucks with you dead in the middle of being able to have a job, but not able to be getting any good at it. She misses a lot of work for medical appointments. I forgot how to do a German accent. Is that still what you're calling them? All I've ever seen is somebody wait for 2 hours, wait for another 6 hours for a test, and then wait another 3 hours to find out it was inconclusive. Where's the medicine? Where's the appointment? You're upset about this. Most people are upset about this. No, I mean that you're upset about it in a way that you usually aren't. You care about this person. And this story isn't noise. It's different. You were there. She was alone. I was around. You really feel that way about it? I was in a situation where refusing to help somebody would have made me very bad. That doesn't make me very good. The last thing I want is to end up even more involved in it. Right. Except now you know that it might matter if you aren't. I'm fine. I know. I'll be out later. Is there a meeting in here? I don't think so. I'll check. No, don't. I just need a minute. You talk about depression, but it doesn't seem to affect your ability to work an 8-hour day. I treat people who can't even get out of bed. There's something about being around people who aren't fucked up that makes me a different person, I guess. Maybe I feel like looking weak in front of normal people is the saddest thing that anyone could possibly do. So if that changes when you leave, well, there's nobody around, I guess. And what happens then? I don't know. I find myself at stupid places, doing stupid things. Are you saying you have no memory of how you get there? No. I remember how. I just never remember why. You know, I really like clothes. It's too bad that none of them fit me, but maybe buying some things that I actually would want to wear would motivate me to lose weight. It's probably exactly the thing I need to do. You can't say it doesn't make perfect sense. I don't want to be this way, but it seems like being even more this way is the only way to stop being like it. This is stupid. Why am I here? Why do I do this? Considering it's the only thing in my kitchen that I actually use, I actually could use some kind of high-end microwave. The way I'm running through mine, I'm sure it'll fry itself right off the wall soon enough. Wish I had a really cool washer and dryer. Those stylish faux retro ones with the curved bubble glass in the front. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what I have now, but it's not like it's interesting or anything. If I ever get rich, everything I have is going to be as cool as shit. I mean, why not? Once you don't have to worry anymore, you can just be cool. That must be a lot of fun. The only fun, really. I don't know if rich people understand that they're the only ones who are really having a good time in life out of absolutely everybody. I really need to start cooking. I will. Not today, but I will. I know that just sounds lazy, but at this point, I mean, what's one more day at doing it? And I can think of people who are just barely off the rails. I used to be like that. I'm not now. But I will. I'll start buying groceries just like these and start taking better care of myself. I can live a better life. Don't forget about our 3-year service guarantee. Seriously, please. Please don't. Sir, do you have our points card? I'm a vampire. That's the only way to get a great deal on our magazine subscription packages. Magazines? Magazine subscription packages? Seriously? I already have a TV that I barely even use to actually watch TV. That being said, I can't believe how far the plasmas have come. I could get one of these and maybe getting cable would be worth it. Better than downloading everything. What a right for television anyways, right? So I should be watching more television. $4,000 though, that's crazy. I can't. I don't even really like any of the genres that any of these new games are in. I guess the reviews for some of them are pretty good though. Right. I don't even want this. I'll just look around at other stuff, or maybe I'll just go home. I don't know. What if not buying this makes me buy something else? Something even more expensive? What if instead of blowing $60 on some stupid game, I end up blowing $500 on some stupid tablet? I mean, I don't even need it, but it might be good to have. I could work other places, and the new tablets are really light. No, I'll just stop. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going home. I'll think of something else to do. I'll work. I'll write. I'll watch DVDs. Something. You're right. I should leave. The last thing I need to be doing is buying shit that I don't need with money that I don't have, just so I can be alone and pathetic for one more night without having to feel it. But let me save you the trouble. There's no getting out of this. Even if I go home right now, I will find myself back here an hour from now, itching for something to do, like a crackhead. It's not like I really give a shit about 90% of the shit in here, given that I already own most of it. The rest of it is aspirational in some way that I know I'll never get around to. This is the bottom line. I am here to buy whatever stupid new video game I haven't played yet, so I can fuck it to death. So just do it. This will be the last time. I don't even like these things anymore. All of them are practically identical to me at this point. This will be the last time. You think it fucking matters to me? You think it makes any difference at all? What? If I talk to this guy again, yeah. Oh, okay. When do you feel the absolute lowest? The moment I walk in the door. No question. Why do you think that is? Why feel worse off when you get home than at any other time? You know, I think our generation is growing up and going down. It's not just in my imagination that things are getting worse. We should all be in a period of our lives where we're building and learning and doing new things. Coming into our own as professionals, making more money, and Look, we've talked about this before. I don't know. I guess it all just feels the same. Day in, day out. Except you know that in some way, you're falling apart. Well, who isn't? You know, it isn't like I never tried. It's just that all my trying really never amounted to much. How many people really changed the path they started going down whenever they started out? It's like the fundamental idea of our entire culture. That you can change. That you can do whatever you want. And your problem is what exactly? That nobody's keeping records on how true or untrue that is? Actually, I think they are. But people can't even... I mean, most people can't deal with that kind of hopelessness. Maybe. Or maybe they have a way of dealing with it that you just don't know anything about. You think I don't know what you keep trying to bring this conversation back around to? I get it. I'm lonely. I'm sad and I'm lonely, and this is why I'm in therapy. Are you happy now? Is this what psychiatrists do? Just keep needling at people until they simplify their problems into something you can write a prescription for? How should I know? You're the one making all of this up. I'm not even real. You just imagine all this to try to romanticize being a drain-circling nobody. You saw a therapist one time, and he told you to come back when you had real problems. I'm just like all these other stupid scenarios that you play out in your head, like being a creative writing professor, or how cool and melancholy you'll be on a talk show, and all this nonsense. What's it really for? I don't know. It's all to avoid telling yourselves that you're nothing. That you're anything more than some fat, booze, sugar and porn addicted idiot who wasted every opportunity he ever had. It's funny how I was always like this. Yet it got worse at the same time. You know? You live this fucked up type of way. You just slowly coast deeper and deeper into it. Till your whole life is just this weird, paradoxical mix of desperate survival and slowly killing yourself at the same time. To be honest, I completely agree with you. I think you should end it. You think? It's easy sad to live a shitty, terrible life. Other people don't want other people to do it. But whose shoes do they have to live in? What the fuck do they know? If you want to live in all this agony, you go ahead. But stop telling yourself it's because you still think you can do any better. And start admitting it's actually because you're too scared to do what you know you should. You don't want to inconvenience people. You don't want to make them sad. You want them to remember you as that funny guy to just have around, or to keep wishing you could measure up to some fantasy that you should have grown out of 10 years ago. But you don't have anything to look forward to. It's just going to be the same stupid shit every day for the rest of your goddamn life. So stop wasting my time. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. No. Fine. But someday, you're going to wake up one morning, and even all of the things that pulled you down won't make you feel any better. In fact, you won't feel anything at all. And do you even know why? Because nobody who isn't obligated to, or who isn't pathetic themselves, even fucking cares that you are alive. In the end, nothing you can do will keep that from sinking in. I know. Years go by. hungover. God. I can't take this anymore. I can't take any of it. The same stupid shit. This fucking alarm clock. I fucking hate this shit. Destroy everything in the apartment. I don't even want to look at this thing. Why did I even buy it? I haven't even read half the books I already own. Waste of fucking time. Wasted my fucking life. Do I really need an iPad? Can I really not be apart from the internet for 5 goddamn fucking minutes? Alarm clock shattered, so what? Like I don't have a goddamn alarm clock in my phone, fucking VIP inbox, everything in the goddamn universe to keep anybody from getting a goddamn minute apiece. Big fat fancy chair for being a fuckhead who never gets off his ass all fucking day. Like I really need it just because of my back. Like I've got any good reason not to just be popping pills all the time in the rest of the wretched fucking universe. Like I can't just lay in my fucking bed all night like a goddamn vegetable. What's the difference anyways? I don't even fucking get home before 7 p.m. most nights. What the fuck am I getting home for even when I do? Just sit in this fucking chair. Sit in this chair and be a fucking jerk off on Facebook and watch YouTube because isn't everything so fucking fascinating? All you have to do is destroy everything. Ivan Winter. You know, the problem with you is not that you're a gutless, craven pussy who can't get off your ass. No, your problem is that you have too much stuff. Consumer electronics are your problem. The internet is your problem. All these unbelievably entertaining things, and you're just hopelessly addicted to all of them. That's why you need to cancel your home internet, cancel your high-definition cable, rip apart your $2,000 gaming PC and throw it in the garbage, and leave yourself with nothing but a bunch of crappy, outdated console systems. Because you want to be a different person. A month later, you'll be sitting in your blanked-out apartment with nothing to do, and you'll finally say to yourself, it's time to get out there in the world. I want to meet strangers in cafes. I want to join a kickball league. Not long after doing this, you'll find yourself playing those crappy, outdated consoles every night, and punching yourself for wrecking your own shit. Just because you want to be a different person doesn't mean you'll be able to become one. Fuck you! Fuck you! Flat screen neo yuppie bullshit. Like I even need a kitchen. Empty. Alcoholic Vomit is Coolness Leaving the Body by Ivan Winter. A lot of fat people think they're hot shit because they drink a lot. They know that nobody in a social situation really wants to talk to them, so they hang out with each other and get totally fucking wasted. Sometimes, if they're rich or funny, a few people will find them endearing enough to actually speak to. By and large, however, they just get completely annihilated, go home to throw up into their crack seat toilets. But all this is an outsider's perspective. The real reason fat people drink is because it actually makes them feel confident. Confidence is a 300-pound piece of human shit. That's all they ever wanted. You feel levitation, carelessness, acceptance. And then, one day, you feel bad enough that when you're not drunk, you realize that drinking actually makes you feel the way that regular people feel all the time. Needless to say, this is when you know it's time to mature into an older and wiser person and switch to antidepressants. Oh God. Oh God. Oh. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna quit this job. I'm gonna stop everything. It doesn't even do anything. Why don't I care anymore? Why don't I care anymore? Go to the roof of the building and jump off. You say. By Ivan Winter. You say you refuse to be the creature you are and go on living. It's sloshes around in your skull like acid, aching from the moment you wake up to the minute you stand still and breathe through the water to the hours you lay in bed at night. Shifting through one piece of your breaking body to another. You say, you you won't go on. Not alone. Not like this. You say it isn't human, that it isn't safe. You say it isn't natural to exist in nothing but contemplation of the joy you'll never have, however secure you may be for the moment. That too much can be undone by a lost and angry person in a single decision. You say you're tired of the pain and sickness that stole your youth. Say you've had enough of waiting to see what part of your mind or body collapses next. You say you won't submit to the incomprehensible object that all of it's slowly turning you into. A target of awkward silence and false hope. A wedding funeral family asterisk. Some careerist article by some careerist asshole on how society is in full-scale collapse because the government won't pay for your pointless, stupid, unlivable life. If you say so. You say you won't suck off this sad and stupid future. You say you won't take another job just like the one you just lost. You won't buy the next new cell phone. You won't keep meeting up with the same old people who do the same old things. You say you won't do it. You swear to God you won't do it. So go on. Say it. Say it to yourself. Get drunk and say it to your friends. Say it to someone you wish cared about you and actually believe that it makes you look romantic instead of ridiculous. Say it on Twitter or Tumblr till it's all that anybody believes about who you are. Say it like the world won't go on without you, or that you have anything to lose but yourself. Say it for the sake of never doing anything, till the day comes when everything you said so much about losing is actually lost. The day that everything you said would happen actually happens. And that the only choice left is either something worse, the grinding years of living through it without the heart for anything, or nothing at all. When there's nothing left to say, what'll you say instead? You know what? Fuck this. I'm fine. I'm going to work. Enough of this bullshit. I'm just gonna be different. I'm gonna be fine being myself. And it's gonna be fine. I can find my own way to being somebody better. With all that stuff gone, all I have to do is something good. Just a day at a time. Someday, this whole part of my life will just be a tiny memory. God. What have I done? Out of curiosity, I'm going to work. You got a smoke butt? No, I don't smoke. Pal, the fucking sun is shining. The fucking birds are singing. And you got a look on your face like the fucking world's falling apart. Right. Sure. Nothing a blowjob and a few $1,000,000 wouldn't fix, huh? Fucking jerk. You know, there is a difference between the white guys in collared shirts who actually get offered that and the ones who don't. Whatever. If you don't got a fucking smoke, then fuck off. You know what? I give you money every fucking day, and you don't even know who the fuck I am. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fuck off. You fuck off. Coffee? Fruit? Thanks. Have a great day. She must think I'm ridiculous. What kind of person needs to buy simple shit like this off a cart every day? Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Generic RPG Maker characters. I can make the doggy bark. There's somebody in here I can talk to. There's gotta be. There's a newspaper on the seat, which is itself on top of an unidentifiable white stain. Sit down. What's wrong? I texted you last night. I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Were you alright? You didn't have to go to the hospital, did you? No. You know what? Never mind. I didn't get your message. I didn't even get home until 10, and then I passed out. Fine. You know what? I thought we agreed that the whole thing was just stupid, that it was just whatever. It's 9:30 in the morning. Is this really the time or place you want to talk about this? No. No, you're right. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The Stories That We Love by Evan Winter. I don't believe for a second that you ever cared about me at all. People look at you and me and think we're the same. They don't even know how right they are. They don't know how much we both wish we could actually be in love. They don't know how we both grew up and thought our lives would be real, that we would get married and talk about retirement and read in bed while footsteps crept down our hallways. They don't know how disgusting we feel when we're together, rubbing all over each other while you regret it, and I'm trying to think of somebody else. They don't know how reluctantly it starts, all indifferent and tiresome. They don't know how stupid we feel when the night wears off and the sun comes up and we're just lying there, burning off whatever residual intimacy is still hanging in the air as a way of trying to make it all less awkward. Shitty kisses and dragging blankets, twisted into each other like sinking life jackets, literally hugging with regret. I am so sorry. They probably think we talk it out. They imagine some type of light crystallizes between us. We start to believe in something beautiful within ourselves because it has to exist if somebody else can see it. And they do that because we love that story more than anything, don't we? The idea that we can transcend our ugliness through sheer force of honesty. That we can magically transform into a writhing pile of fat, desperate bodies with the power to fuck and suck the complete bullshit out of each other. Because that'll be the thing that sets us free from wanting someone we actually want. Because that'll be the thing that'll make all the mistakes we've made just a part of something that was meant to be. Because we're so horrific that what we actually want is for someone not to love us, not to need us, but to forgive us for being so wretched. They really think that. Why not? After all, it's the only way that everybody might actually have a chance. Except they don't. And I don't. And you don't. We don't. So stop looking at me like you don't know what this was. Come back later, bro. I'm busy. Talk to everybody else first. Renovating the boardroom. Where the power tools blare all day long. Hey, what's going on? Hey, not too much. It's your last day, or are you coming in for that last handoff meeting next week? No, I can't. Me and Danny are going to our engagement trip tomorrow. And then I start the new job as soon as I get back. That's too bad. We're really a team on that. I know the client likes to see us together. They'll understand. It's just a job. Yeah. They'll forget about us before you know it. Damn, Tori. You sound more like me every day. After all this time together, that's not what I wanted. I know it isn't. I didn't see you out last night. We should get a drink after work. I mean, we should all go. I don't think that's a good idea. Anyways, you're a really talented guy, so good luck, Evan. Yeah, you too. The Way People Walk Away from You by Evan Winter. If love exists in the ability to make another person happy, how can someone who can't make anybody happy ever really be in love? How do you tell someone who asks why you never do anything that the reason that you can feel your bones grinding together when you walk? How do you tell someone who asks why you're so tired that you can't sleep without pain? How do you tell someone who only smiles at you when you make them laugh how there's so much more you want to say? How can you look at photos on her desk of someone giving her everything she wants and not be thankful that somebody can? How sick have you become that you don't even realize that not everything is about you? If love exists in the ability to make another person happy, how can someone who can't make anybody happy ever really be in love? If love exists in the ability to make another person happy, how can someone who can't make anybody happy ever really be in love? How? 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 Yeah? Hey, Elisa. I gotta talk to Russell today. Is he in the office until 5? Probably. I don't know. After they made Russell general manager, he fired Natasha because he said she couldn't speak English. At which point, of course, he simply replaced her with somebody who refused to. The rest of us would complain, probably, except she isn't even really supposed to help all of us the way that Natasha did anyways. She's strictly supposed to be Russell's executive assistant. And of course, you can see where all this is headed. We figure they've already at least made out. The only job she's actually doing here is telling him that everything she thinks we're saying about him. Not that we aren't saying it. She's texting someone. Evan, you've got to help me. I can't even keep up anymore. Slow down, man. What happened? I went to them. I asked them why they basically handed Russell my promotion. You know what they said? Whatever they said, it's bullshit. They put Russell in because he's an evil, buck-passing little shithead. Perfect for their first ever layer of middle management. Don't sweat it. Tell you what they told me. They said I needed to step it up. So I've been here until 9 every night, stepping it up. But it's impossible. And now Tori's leaving? Who do you think's gonna end up with all her work? Me. Troy, stop. Even listening to what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter. I'm not as stupid as you think, Evan. You think I don't know what you're saying? Of course I do. But it's easy for you. You've got the luxury of being right. You ain't paying even more for divorce lawyers than you are in child support. It doesn't mean it's not a waste of your time, man. God damn it. All I'm saying is that you can't expect that promotion now that Russell's in there. I mean, it's done. He got it. It's not like they're even around to see how fucked up he is, so I wouldn't count on him losing it. Promotion? Who the heck is talking about the promotion? They're gonna fire me. That's why you gotta help me with some of this stuff. I'm begging you. They're not gonna fire you, man. You're the most experienced person here. They need... I don't know what you want me to say, man. You can't live like this. Fine. Don't help me. You just wait 10 years, see if the word career even means anything to you. Or if you find yourself dusting off the resume every 6 months because everybody wants to hire some 23-year-old. I didn't say I wouldn't help you. Some 23-year-old who can pump out 1,000,000 miles of dog shit an hour because they don't even know it's shit, and the client doesn't care because they've never even seen anything other than shit. It's not all bad. At least you don't have that huge commute anymore, or payments on that house out there. I miss that house every day of my life. I miss my wife. I miss my kids. I miss everything. I miss everything about all of it. I don't want to talk about this. Please excuse me. Your free trial is about to end by Evan Winter. You do realize that the kind of life which only happened to other people for most of your existence is coming for you too, right? Sure, all makes sense now. It's just a graph on a page, just a short-term contract instead of a full-time job. Just a little leaning into what you're otherwise told is a very healthy retirement fund from a person who got paid to tell you that. But someday, someone's gonna fire you for the last time. Not because you did anything wrong, not because you ran off to open some goddamn cupcake store, not even because they can't actually afford to keep you. It'll simply be because your life got too complex and expensive for what it was actually worth to anyone but you. If you don't become either rich or in charge of a bunch of people by the time you're 40, you might as well blow your fucking brains out for all the world will think of you. Even at 35, you better still be sexy. If you don't even know how all this will come together by the time you're 30, you're already so far behind somebody who does that, I can't see how someone who doesn't would ever catch up. And then, for the sake of our collective sanity, you'll be erased. Because nobody can give a fuck about you if you don't exist to give a fuck about. I mean, look at you. You're old. You're bringing down our Friday spirit. You can't drink all night, you aren't fun to look at, and you can't help anybody get ahead with anything. You're upsetting all the 20-somethings who don't even get paid. Don't you think the least we can do is provide them with a workplace that resembles a television show? And no offense, but if you have kids who don't get to go to daycare because you didn't marry rich, nobody wants to know about it. If you have some disease that's eating you alive because you have no medical coverage, it's better for everybody if you just don't say so. If you don't think you can be cheerful, or at least quiet, I hope you know how much we all resent you being here. This is not a place that has anything to do with anything but celebration. Celebrating success, driving forward with growth, powering ahead through innovation and smashing through it with remorseless joie de vivre. Marketing term. Who would seriously consider being anywhere else? And maybe, just maybe, you used to understand that. Back when you were in some sort of loser cocoon, still all bright with your maybes and somedays. But all you do now is remind everyone that nothing lasts forever. Who wants to think about that? I thought I told you to come back later, bro. I got shit to do. Alright, but we gotta talk about, like, multiple projects. Did your email go down again? You gotta get that fixed right away, man. Nobody knows why you aren't writing them back. Don't tell me what to do, bro. What? You thought I was too small time for you to hook me up with your brother. Don't think I don't remember it. And I bet you feel stupid now, huh? Guess I'm not too small time to be your fucking boss. You ever think maybe I did tell him about you and that he's the one who thought you were too small time? Yeah, right. I'm fucking watching you, dickhead. You need to step it up out there, or you're going down. Excuse me? Shit, I'm doing you a favor just keeping you on. Are you now? You think I can't get somebody for 2/3 your salary, use half that to save the company a little money, and then tack the other half onto my salary for being such a good manager? That's business, pal. How do you figure any of that money is even going to exist in the first place without us doing the actual work? Is that business too? Shit, who cares? By the time we sell this shit, we're moving on anyways. Doesn't matter who's satisfied or not. With some top sales guys like me, we just keep rolling. That's your big plan? Sure. The fuck is satisfaction anyways? Not like anything we actually do does anything but help a bunch of retards piss on play politics and with each other. Yeah, but nothing, bro. You want to have it both ways? You want to shit all over what we do here, but still think of yourself as some kind of hero? They ain't like that. If this shit's fucked up, then you're fucked up. And you're fucked up. So what? That makes me lucky to have a part in all this? Even with Natasha gone? With Troy losing his mind? With Jackie half dead half the time and Tori getting poached? Poached? You think you motherfuckers are getting poached on my motherfucking watch? Please. Tori's leaving because of you, you fat fuck. What? I mean, I'm not gonna cross you off over it, because she's definitely a piece of ass. So I know where you're coming from. But shit, what are you thinking, bro? Not exactly in your league. What are you freaking out about, man? It's not a huge thing. Everybody knows. I mean, anybody can tell. I gotta go. What? I quit. I gotta go. I mean, I quit over some chick? Who's leaving? Damn, bro. You really do need to get laid. No, I just... Anyways, thanks for all your hard work and shit. What are you gonna do now? Shit, I know. You should work for your brother, dude. You know what, Russell? You're really fucked up. You're really fucked up. I'm fucked up? Motherfucker, I got a girl. I go to the gym. I have a business plan. I do cool shit on the weekends while you're killing yourself for some job that you just quit over nothing. I'm fucking living life while you're wasting years wishing it was something else. How the fuck am I fucked up? You're just a pussy. Get the fuck out of here. How does it feel to be completely worthless? To know that everything you've ever worked on is completely stupid, and that all you've ever done is hurt people? Stop talking to me. Because you want things from them. Even though you're disgusting and completely kidding yourself if you think any respectable person would have anything to do with you. I told you, stop talking to me. And then, even when you find people who don't think you're disgusting, you're just a liar. Right. You're too weak to take responsibility for any of it. You'd rather just lay in bed, unemployed, with no friends, lying to your family about how everything is alright, just walling yourself off into a corner until everyone forgets about you. Then, maybe, you figure you'll get the courage to end all of this nonsense. Admit to yourself that you're done. And please, make no mistake about it. You are done. You missed your shot. Everything has moved on without you. You could have studied in school and actually done something meaningful with your life. But no, always too fucking lazy. Always another video game to go out and buy. No self-control, no self-respect, no nothing. Always another reason. Always something else. You are a bad person, and you don't deserve to live. You know this. That's why you're in all this pain. I can't change that. No. But you can stop it. Oh, that's interesting. In the Vita version, there's, like, stuff here. Huh. Maybe it was a bug? I don't know. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. Go to the roof of the building and jump off? Yes or yes? Take elevator to the roof. I've never felt the wind like this before. It makes me feel completely outside of my body. There is a part of me that doesn't want to do this, but I've never heard it so softly. I guess all I really want to say to everyone is, yeah, 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 you know? Because it all just goes on, doesn't it? If I did it today, if I did it tomorrow, if I waited another 10 years of going through the same motions with nothing going on except for things getting worse, what would the difference even be? Your family dies, the world falls apart, the rich get richer, the ugly stay ugly, it all gets faster and harder until we can't remember what we used to be. So what if it does? So what if we do? I'm never going to get what I want, and it's too late to ever become the person I wanted to be. If it ever really was possible at all. I may not be a person who has courage. I might be the biggest opposite of that in the world. But I can find a moment. Maybe I could have found some better ones. But it doesn't matter now. What does it mean to be an impossible person? To be someone who could have not ever been happy? How could it mean anything? There are things that we'll never make sense of, no matter how hard we try. When I try to think of how things could have been different, I feel like so many things come to mind that I can't even think of anything. I just picture myself being happy, laughing, being somebody else. But I can't actually imagine why it would have happened like that. I feel like I should say something here. Something profound or interesting. Some type of summation of my life, or something I've learned. But I can't. It was all worthless. Selfish. I never loved anyone or anything. All I ever did was want to. It was nothing. Everything I've been and done has been for nothing. And as I turn around to look back, I feel relieved. Nobody is there. There isn't anybody standing there who has no choice but to pretend to care. But it feels good. I feel an unbelievable burden come off my shoulders. I feel lighter than I have in years. Like I can finally stop fighting. Like I can fly. I was right about everything. I was right about everything.